Yeah, big old MCU news.
Hey,
Robert Downey Doom is
do you guys
happening.
want to see what it looks like when the richest people in the world panic?
I mean, so it's like, okay, but here's the funny thing, like the thing about it is like, all right, they had their contingency for the what if one of all, like, there's a million A-list actors in the MCU. What if someone gets canceled? What do we do, right? Break the glass and get the big thing everyone wanted, and with the big name grab and make a giant headline. It makes sense because I feel as well like um beyond the whole bit with like, okay, Jonathan Majors is guilty as shit and that's that, he's out. There's overall like setting things up. I don't know that people were particularly excited for Kang and the Kang dynasty and the timeline lord. Like, I just, it feels as if we're in this moment of like everyone's pretty checked out of current MCU. So it feels like they're taking the opportunity to not only replace him, but also do a big, like, okay, all that shit, big headline, Doom, Robert Downey Jr., whatever that means. So I get it. I see why that's a play.
So, like, can I enter in as somebody who like dodged the entirety of what I guess we would call Phase 4 of Marvel? I watched Loki, which was really good.
Season 1.
See that? So the first season of Loki was really good.
I liked it.
And they set up Kang as like a threat that was interesting because he wasn't in it. he was described via exposition as, oh, it'd be really bad.
Like,
and then I saw the trailer for the ant movie, and I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna get iced out by ants, and he did. And then I'm like, how the fuck is this guy supposed to be the next big bad? And then they heard me say that, and then they annihilated his ass from the fucking timeline in the second season of Loki.
So it's like, that's why it's also like, it's like one of those bits where like, okay, if this was a character and a setup that everyone was really invested in, if this was Brolin Thanos, it would be like, it would be one thing. But it's aborting the Kang dynasty also feels like, yeah, you can swerve and just even within the canon to something more interesting, because who the fuck cares? And again, like, I don't know, like, that's a character I don't really know that well, and I don't know what's up, and I don't really know that anyone gave a shit, man. Like,
he's a time man.
He's Lord of Timelines, came from a parallel world where there was no, like, it was, things were safer, so tech went further, whatever the case is. But it's like, okay, swerve to this now. I think it's an announcement that makes perfect sense, and like, holy shit, there it is, right? Oh fuck. All right.
Pardon. I died.
Now the debate is like, does this suck for Victor Von Doom, or is this, like, how are they going to play this, right? Is it going to be a Tony Stark variant that becomes Doctor Doom, or is it going to be just him playing masked up?
I mean, you could all, like, we're doing the parallel universe shit, so you could easily just do, like, what if Tony Stark was born in Latveria instead of America?
Yeah, you could, right? And so that's the thing is, like, I don't think this, like, announcement and for the setup of it, like, sucks just for what it is right away. I'm okay with that based on how we have to see, like, what they're going to do with it, right? I would hope that it's not like a completely different person, and like Victor Von Doom is still a character and he's playing that, and I guess we'll see how that works out. I hope it's not just, oh, what if Tony from another world like became this person or whatever, because
I would really like it if they make him up and burnt him and just never addressed the fact that it's being played by the same actor at all, ever.
They certainly could, right? He can, and like, again, the mask on is a part of this character's identity, right? It could be a thing. Like, they could lean in and have everyone see his face and go, oh my god, the guy that sacrificed, etc. But if they just play it as like, no, he's a different person, that's doable too. I think that, like, the setup for this is not inherently shit. I think this can be written in a way that's good. So like I'm curious to see how they play it. And I guess they announced at the same time with Doomsday Secret Wars right after that.
Oh, that was a re-announcement.
Yeah. So the Russos are basically going to be going
from
one to the other.
I made a statement.
It is desperate. It is desperate. It is a panic move, 100%. But it can be done well. I'm hoping it's done well.
When everyone on social media was popping off, going, "Oh my god, crazy!" And this is the most pathetic ass desperate shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I came out with the brave statement of, quote, "Doctor Doom is cool. I like Doctor Doom," end quote. That is my thoughts on the subject.
Yeah. And you know what? They could have cast Robert Downey Jr. to replace Kang.
They could have done that.
But they didn't do that. What do you mean, you Kangs?
I think this whole thing is worth it just because I saw that black and white picture of Robert Downey Jr.
threatened me with
a little
like
face on with the text, "The Fantastic Four are outside my house," and I laughed really hard when I saw that. And then I scrolled and saw the same exact picture with the phrase "foot dive" next to it.
Yeah,
and then I laughed
again. Yeah. Let's go. Foot dive.
And I was like, this is worth it.
Watching
this is the
you
kind
shower.
Of dog shit memery. Also, if this is done like badly, it's gonna be so bad, and that's also exciting.
Like the glass is broken, the panic is clear, right? This is the contingency that we always wondered. I've been so curious. Like literally, I was like, what do you do with a 20 movie trajectory when something just goes off the rails, right? And like early on in the whole like Rhodey, the Terrence Howard into Don Cheadle, right? Like, okay, we just literally changed the actor but continued on. That's one thing. But they didn't have that whole plan as it was. And here now, yeah, when you commit this way, it's just the abort button is way easier when the actor sucks and the setup sucked in canon as well, so whatever version of this we get, it could be terrible. I suspect it will be way better than the Kang Dynasty plan that was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah.
That thing was fucking destined for the bin. That was garbage no matter what. This is a swerve towards a better, worse, or good, like whatever the situation is. So,
oh man, that animated GIF of all those Kangs cheering in the audience is like really funny now.
And I think I read another like headline was that like they are going to recast the actual character to figure out how, and then like I guess he'll exist, but he just won't be the build up to whatever, So yeah, there's gonna be I think an actor replacement, and then they're gonna find a way to wrap that up and get out of there, and then swerve into Robert Downey Doom, and yeah, with any luck, we'll see a foot dive. I really hope so. Maybe even
they also so like hidden amongst all this, like because everyone's going, oh my. It's Doom. Oh my God, it's Robert Downey Jr. is the part that actually matters, which is the Russo brothers are going to come back.
Yes.
And direct the next Avengers movie.
Both of them, actually. Yeah.
Which is like, oh, do you mean the ones that made all the best directing choices of all the movies they fucking made? Oh yeah, you should get those guys. Yeah.
And then the other bit was well, I guess like based on Secret Wars there's the original Secret Wars, and then there's Secret War, and then there's the newer Secret Wars, but the premise is always the same. It's like, fuck all
these wars are all that secret.
The premise, it's pretty much like, fuck this multiverse shit, right? Let's re-simplify. So, yeah, great. Swerve, course correct, do what you gotta do, pull out all the stops.
Give us some flailing around and shitting themselves is so much more interesting than just a boring Kang thing.
Yep.
Like even if it's bad, it'll be way worse.
his dialogue will be fantastic. You know, he's gonna have some bangers to drop on people, and who knows, maybe even him and Strange will go to hell, and
yeah, why not?
And fuck it up for a bit. You know, give us a little bit of that team up. Yeah, I'm fully on board with that. And while we're at it, I'm down with any role that Harrison Ford gets to completely check out on.
You mean every role?
Yeah, he's like, they're like, oh, like, you know, like what was it like coming to play the Red Hulk? He's cast as Thunderbolt Ross, and he's like, yeah, I don't fucking know. I mean, it's easy when a paycheck shows up, right? The same way I pay attention to everything else, just by not giving a fuck and showing up for the money.
Shit.
He's great. He's like great, and everyone's like, ah, you know. And I think someone asked like who's more afraid of stakes, Indy or Red Hulk? And
he's like, that question's fucking stupid. Thank you for asking, though.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna answer that shit. Who gives a shit?
It makes me want to go see the Red Hulk movie, which is actually a Falcon movie, because I want to watch an actor still manage to do a good job while being visibly disgusted by him being in the movie that he's in.
It's great. And just him on stage going, like scream like an idiot for a while. Get paid. Fuck yeah. It's you know what it is? It's like the alternate mirror of Anthony Hopkins' energy. Like anytime Sir Anthony Hopkins, one of the greatest fucking actors ever, does any kind of talk about like, oh, the roles he plays or, you know, how he gets into it. He's just like, I just read the fucking lines on the fucking page, man. What the it's not that complicated, you know? They're like, oh, did you go method for? No, I read what was there.
Like Harrison Ford is like one drink away from just going, acting's for losers.
Like, you know, he's like god tier thespian. And it's like, did you do any research for the role? No. What? Why? The words are there on the page, aren't they?
I read the lines.
I read them good. What are we doing here?
I love it.
It's fantastic. Did my job. Yeah. It's so that I love that. That's great. And you know, I'm assuming that with that same energy, we'll lean in and get our Red Hulk with the gun bit.
I gotta say, I'm really, you know, the MCU, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad that we're at the point of comics where movie comics have now entered into the exact same place in my mind as regular comics, which no, I'm not going to watch/read it. I'm going to ask my friend that does, and he's going to tell me that Red Hulk is the president. I'm going to go, wow, that's fucking stupid.
I can't wait for people to see him Hulk the fuck out and scream and go nuts. And then just pull out a gun and shoot Abomination in the head. Like, that's the way that goes. Yeah, all right. Let's see it, MCU.